Today, my dear friends, 17th Sunday in Ordinary Time, we are once again presented with another 3 parables in order to explain and elaborate on the mystery of the Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of Heaven is the word used by St. Matthew's Gospel, though you find in other places the kingdom of God is used. So therefore it's an indication that God and heaven are both the same. Now that can also lead us to a question whether this kingdom of heaven that Matthew talks about, is it something that is going to be a reality when we leave the face of the earth? Or is it something that is to be lived out here and now in our day-to-day life? Now, whatever it is, the parables seem to give us an idea that if you take the 2 parables, parable of the treasure that is hidden in the field, and the second where the pearl of exceptional value is found. In both these instances, the 2 men, whoever they were, we do not know who they were, but then again 2 men, both were ready to give up on everything that they had earned and possessed by that time in order to take the treasure that is hidden in the field or to buy the pearl that is of exceptional value. Now, if you step back and ask ourselves, would I ever give up my entire wealth, all my possessions for anything in life? Would you do that? Will I do that? I'm sure most of us would answer no. But then Jesus is saying that when you have found the kingdom of heaven, then everything else becomes meaningless. And then you are willing to give up on all what you have in order to buy what is more meaningful. And what is this? What is this treasure? What is this pearl of exceptional value that Jesus is referring to? If you contextualize these 2 parables, my dear friends, we always have to go back to the Jewish mentality, the Hebrew mindset of his time in order to understand the very meaning of these 2 parables, because parables are, in other words, riddles. We have to look at them, understand them, read them, go underneath them, go above them, try to play with them, and then only we will be able to get to the meaning of what the author of these parables are trying to say. The Jewish theology, especially of the Old Testament, has this very clear distinction between life and existence. Now, on the face value of it, we can ask ourselves, what is the difference between life and existence? Aren't they both the same? I am in life, so therefore I am in existence also. I am in existence, therefore I have life. That's normally how we would understand them. But the Jewish mentality was that, especially in the rabbinical literature, you can find this distinction. They always say that in their understanding of the divine revelation of the Old Testament, in other words, they say, if you try to understand life as one with existence, you are completely mistaken. What they try to say is that existence is something that occupies space, and life is something that does not occupy a space, but it is above and beyond existence itself. Now, let me explain this. Now, when we look around the world, there are so many physical realities that are in existence. For example, water. Water is in existence. It's a physical reality. Therefore, it occupies a space. And because it occupies a space, it will even destroy in order to acquire the places that it wants. That's why we have floods. But there is a life that is there in water. It is in existence, it occupies a space, but it also has a life. What is the life of water? Water in its own life has to give food or nourish the environment that the water is in. Water will make the land fertile. Water will feed the animals. The water can quench the thirst of men and women on this earth. That is life of water. So, existence occupies space, but life makes the environment becomes useful and meaningful, and it serves the environment or the cosmos or the world that it is in. Now, when you apply the same distinction to ourselves, the human beings, the humankind, we all occupy a space because we have a body. I have my space, I have my body, so I have to take care of my body. I have to earn to find food, I have to build houses, I have to have my own savings. So my whole life is committed or given for the concerns of my existence. But you see, there can be so many people in the world today who have money, who have houses, who have vehicles, but deep down they always say, I have everything, but I am not very happy. Viktor Frankl, who was a great psychologist in the last century, he has written that most of the human beings in this world, they all suffer from existential anxiety. Because we occupy a space, because we live and have our possessions, we suffer from anxieties. In other words, without finding life, if you get yourself caught up in existence alone, then there is sadness, there is depression, there is lack of meaning, lack of depth, and you suffer because you have only caught yourself up in existence. But if you have life, then your entire purpose is to serve others. Do whatever that you can for your people, for the environment. You bring life through your life to the others. So, therefore, the treasure that Jesus talks about is finding true meaning of your own life, true meaning of your existence. Because we as human beings, we can be in existence without finding life. And also, maybe we can have life without existence. That is why we talk about life after death. You and I are not there in our human bodies, but then we are there because we have that life, which is our soul, which is our spirit, which is way more than our existence. So today in the Gospel, according to Matthew chapter 14, verses 44 to 55, we do have in this Gospel passage a tremendously meaningful calling for us to ask ourselves, have we lived our lives all this time only in existence? Are we people who have found life, the treasure that is hidden in the field, in existence itself, or the pearl of tremendous exceptional value which can give us a sense that all what we have in existence is useless unless and until we possess the pearl of life. So for all of us, my dear friends, whether the kingdom of heaven is on this earth or whether it is something that is to come after our death, if we only have the treasure of life, we would have meaning and depth for ourselves, where everything that concerns existence will be useless in comparison to life. That is that depth, that is that meaning which existence will never be able to give us. On the other hand, my dear friends, we as human beings can live our lives on this earth only in existence without even knowing that there is a life which is way more than existence. Now, that is why in the two parables, one person is looking for the treasure and he finds it. Another person is not looking for the treasure, but he finds it. In life also, sometimes we can live in existence without even thinking of life. But sometimes it so happens, maybe due to our own experiences of life, maybe because of death and sicknesses, pandemics, then we step back and ask ourselves, what is this existence? Isn't it so useless unless and until I have the treasure of life itself? So for all of us, my dear friends, the liturgy of the word today challenges and ask ourselves, am I a person who is only in existence, or am I a person who has found life?